not much to talk about, but there is a trail here, you know, so why don't we walk on it? Didn't sing anyone? I'd say it's probably wild strawberries. Too bad they're not producing any berries yet. I don't know if there's strawberries or ginseng or vine. Those are the only three things that I know that it could be. So I did the approach trail all the way to the top of the falls. My pack weight when I first showed up from the airport was 85 pounds. And I got it down before I got to the visitor center to 65 pounds. They got it back down to 39. I got it back up to 58, and now, right now, it's at 53 or 52.5 pounds. So it's actually pretty good. You know, a hiker on a budget. The trail provides is pretty awesome. I got some stories to tell you, but I never used hiking poles. My canteen cup, the Dave Canterbury canteen, stainless steel canteen cup, and that canteen cook stove with wood. Weighs like 7 pounds, I think. That's ridiculous. So I found a titanium cook pot in the hiker box, and somebody gifted me with a alcohol stove, and I was only going to cook with wood originally, and I tried it, and that's just not doable. It's not practical. So I'm learning a lot. I'm learning how to shake down my own pack, what you need, and so I'll be getting lighter. If I got rid of my guitar and Bible, then I'd be down to maybe 45 pounds, but I'm just not willing to do that yet. We'll see. So far, I'm feeling great. Starting to get a little bit sore, but I was feeling great, and I've already hiked about 4 miles so far, and I got about another 4 to go. So we'll see. And this water is just crystal clear. It's pretty incredible. And of course, I got a bug on my, that's beautiful. I'm so grateful to be out here, guys. Hike the AT, and I know there's, I mean, you'll see every emotion in the book. You'll be nervous, you'll be scared, you'll doubt yourself a lot. You really will. And you'll do it, and then you'll doubt yourself, and you'll keep on doubting yourself, but it's worth it. Come out and hike the AT, and it's really not that hard once you get the hang of it. Just like anything, you start getting good at it. So come on out here. And it is tough out here. It's very tough. But it takes tough people who like it to be out here. So, alright guys, so I don't know if you've been following, but I've been trying to do a review on these, and I used to swear by these like crazy. The most comfortable combat boot you could ever wear. Anyway, so when I was 16, I remember that if you don't break this thing in, and make sure that this is completely flat when you first get them, and make sure that these are all seamed, especially when you first get them, you got to make sure that you tuck these in perfectly flat. You're gonna have some foot problems. Anyway, so what happened with me, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a wrinkle here and a wrinkle there, and I've been trying to get that flattened out, and it has been hurting the bonkers out of this foot right there, and that's been traveling all to this outside, and even some over here, and even a little bit even into the ball. I mean, it's funny how the tongue of that boot right there, just a little wrinkle right there, because what I did was I started feeling, and I'm actually feeling the pressure right here, but you know, the wrinkle's right here, but I'm feeling that pressure right there. And so what I think it is it's actually not my fault. I think it's the sewer, because I've been trying to flatten that thing out, and it's just the way it was sewed. I think that these came with a wrinkle, because I've never had this problem before trying to get this thing flattened out. So it could be a defective pair, but you can see there's a lot of material just bunched up right there that's going to put a lot of pressure right there. Now, I've tried everything. I've tried loosening my boot laces. I've tried no boot laces at all, period. And just I've been resting for about a week now. The pain's getting a little bit better. I'm gonna have to get off trail, so they're not bad boots if you're just going on patrol, working a security job, and then you know you go home, and guess what you do? First thing you want to do is just take your boots off. It's like, man, I had a hard day. I take my boots off. It's because those boots are hurting your feet, whether you know it or not. Now, and I didn't even know this because this is the first time I've ever done anything. So I'm on the Appalachian Trail, and those boots are just not made for everyday wear, where you're living in them constantly and hiking up and down mountains and stuff. uh, uh, yeah, so if I had to make any suggestions, I mean, everybody will tell you, and this one guy, he said anybody that's been having problems on the trail, he said that they were wearing boots. Anybody that's been having foot problems, he said, everybody I've seen that has foot problems been wearing boots. So their old guy, he said, you're gonna need the boots, and he's not kidding, because some parts on this trail are really rocky and really nasty, and I've had about at least 5 close calls with twisting my ankle, but thankfully I had boots and trekking poles, and so that probably saved my ankle. So at least I didn't twist an ankle, but I am having some serious foot issues, and I figured if I wasn't better after a week, I'm getting off trail. I gotta get off trail anyway, but this is just a practice run, and I'm glad that I wasn't too serious, because then I would have been really depressed about my through hike being over. So I'm glad this is just a test run. I would say if you're gonna go with a boot, make sure that it's a loose tongue without this stuff right here. I'm thinking about seriously taking this and taking a knife to it. And I'm actually really serious. I just sharpened my knife so I could take it to this thing and just cut that son of a gun. I'm gonna cut that thing out, no joke. I do not care. I mean, these things are gonna probably end up going in the trash anyway. Tennis shoes or boots on the trail, that's a big question. A lot of people wear trail runners, so, and I've been trying to find just good footwear. I don't know if you know the legend of Mick Dodge. He had foot problems, and he went to go and live out in, I can't remember where it was, some rainforest somewhere, and he just goes barefoot because he had foot problems. And when he was a diesel mechanic, I'm a diesel tech 2 mechanic, he just cut the bottoms of his feet, the bottoms of his work boots off, so it could look like he had steel-toed, and he was just feeling the toxicity and all that. So yeah, he's a really cool guy to look about feet, and I'm hoping that I don't have to end up like him. I saw a really cool girl with sandals, and she had some awesome sandals. So I think there's a way around it. So maybe sandals might be the best way. I don't know. Maybe I might have to make my own shoe. Just get some leather and make some moccasins. I don't know. It's all up for grabs. I really liked New Balance when I was running every day, and that might be an option. So the journey begins again, looking for a worthy combat boot. Now, I'll tell you this right off the bat too, since we're talking about boots. Muck boots are not combat worthy. They're farm worthy and civilian worthy, but not combat worthy. So what I'm wondering, so I'm out on the Appalachian Trail, and this is what I'm really curious about. How does the military wear these things? That's what I'm asking. How do you guys do this? So when these things get soaking wet, it takes 6 to 8 dry pairs of socks. And you put the dry pair of socks, you cinch this down, and it just acts like a towel right after you get out of the shower. It just soaks all that water into that sock. Now, if you don't have dry socks, it takes 15 wet sock wring outs to dry these things out. What I've learned on the trail is that tennis shoes, and as what one girl says, she said that the tennis shoes just dry out faster, and so it's kind of a brain teaser there, that perhaps combat boots, honestly, might not be the best thing for the military. However, these guys are doing different things. You know, they're bushwhacking it. They're not on the trail, on a nice trail that we walk on. That's, you know, nice and cleared out, and established, and so they're bushwhacking it. They got to stomp somebody's brain in with their boots. Can you do that with a tennis shoe? So, you know, combat boots are a lot different. And the reason, I mean, these things are nice. I mean, you could put a knife in here. It's got like little hidden compartments. Just really nice boots. So, I can't really knock 511 entirely. And like I said, I mean, they're great for, you know, quick excursions. If you're working a security job, or if you're a state trooper, a police officer, whatever, yeah, of course, the first thing you're going to want to do is kick your boots off when you get home, and make sure, like I said, when you first break these things in, make sure that that thing is as flat as possible, and cinch them down. You can tighten them real tight. Make sure that gets that crease in there, almost like an ironing machine. In about 3 days, you can kind of loosen up on your boot. Otherwise, keep it pretty tight for the first 3 days. So, trying to figure out combat worthy foot attire that dries out quickly, that's comfortable, that you can run in. I don't know if trail runners